It's time for another van build episode. I hope you're not tired of our van build series just yet because
we're building our couch. Wow. It's cold. I am standing at the future spot of our couch in our van. We're going to have some luxurious seating up here in the front, and not only is it going to be a comfortable spot to hang out for us, it's also going to be an important storage because we're going to have our fridge and our toilet hidden inside of our couch. At the front of our van, we have about 68 inches from side to side and about 38 inches until our first cabinet, which gives us plenty of room to have an awesome couch / comfortable area for us to relax in. Right here is going to be where our fridge is, and then right here we're going to have our compostable toilet. Both of these things will be on drawer slides so we can use them when we need them. The first part of our couch we're building is the tray that'll hold our 95 quart Isoco fridge. The reason why I'm building this first is because we basically have to build our couch around this fridge because it's so freaking huge. And it's also pretty heavy, and it'll need 500-pound drawer slides because we're going to fill this stuff up with all of our food so we can stay on the road for longer. So right now we built just the sides and the base of the tray. It will have fronts and backs. We built the sides out of 3/4 inch plywood because they will be attaching to the 500-pound drawer slides. And then on the front and back, I'm just going to be using 1/2 inch plywood to give it strength. And then the bottom is made out of 1/2 inch plywood. We did use dados to give this drawer as much strength as possible. Another thing that we want to do is cut out the sides down here so we can access the controls when it's out. And then I also need to do it on the other side for the plug-in. We have our fridge and our tray now, and it's slid underneath our wall, and this is exactly what we want it to do. It's going to be hooked up onto 500-pound drawer slides so we can pull it out and use our fridge, because right now we can't open it while it's underneath the wall. We will be building this entire couch inside of our van now, not only because we need to make sure that our fridge can fit underneath our wall, but we'll also be building around our heater. So we want to make sure everything fits exactly where we need it to fit. With the fridge tray built, the plan is for the fridge to slide underneath our partition wall and then slide all the way out on 500-pound drawer slides. I went ahead and made the sides that the drawer slides will hook onto. They're made out of 3/4 inch plywood. And now we're going to start working on the rest of the framing that'll go to the wall. Frame is built. Built this yesterday. We're gonna see how it looks inside. So this goes in our corner, and it just slides right in, right under. I made it into like 2 compartments. This is gonna be like our laundry area, and then this is going to be, we don't know yet, but it's also going to have a box inside of it to hide all of our heater stuff. Next thing I need to do is attach all the legs that will hold this part up, and it'll just give this whole side a lot of strength and structure to it. Oh yeah, that's nice. This is good. Good job, James from the past. Excellent frame. Ready? Okay. Can you get over?
Yup. Okay. Where are we going? Out of that?
Just, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it sucks taking it out. It never gets old. It is like 60 pounds, maybe a little bit more than that. But we need it out so we can start installing all the stuff. I think we've picked this thing up in and out of the van like 50 times now. It's ridiculous. All right, let's keep going.
Everything is a friggin' workout in this van. And a jungle gym.
We want to install our drawer slides, and just like we have to move this fridge 100 times, we have to go to the store 100 times because we need screws for these 500-pound drawer slides that'll be strong enough. They came with these tiny bolt things. Obviously this is supposed to be like screwed onto metal, but we're putting them into 3/4 inch plywood, so we need to go get some thick screws. And to put these puppies in. Oh, we forgot to buy screws. So far, I have put together this crossbar. Basically what I did is I just cut a piece of plywood that goes the length of our couch, and then I'm gluing this piece on top of it. That way we can screw into the wooden frame and then screw into the frame of our partition wall, which will attach everything together. I also cut out these two 2x4s because we're using 2x4s as our movable pieces that will move in and out, and then our slats will sit on top of these. But 2x4s are strong enough to hold us up. They can span the long distance of our fridge. It is starting to get super cold outside. We have a cold front coming in, and now it's dark. So we're going to call it for today and pick it up tomorrow.
Cold out there.
It is cold.
Take. Good light on.
Wow. Today is cold and rainy, but we've decided to come out here and get some work done on our couch anyways.
I don't think it's going to be getting any warmer because, as the groundhog predicted, we're going to have an extra 2 weeks. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Extra 2 weeks of winter. So, yeah, we got to get to going because we want this build done in the next 26 days.
26 days. Giving ourselves a countdown.
Let's do it. Let's turn this last light on.
The first plan of action today is to secure all of our framing into the van. So yesterday I made this piece, which is just kind of like an L. And what I want to use this piece for is to screw it into our partition wall and then to screw all the framing onto this bottom part. That way we have a secure attachment point onto the van and everything will stay in place as we continue to build it. One problem with that is we need to make sure that these two boards are correctly distanced at the top as they are from the bottom, and to make sure that they're at right angles, which is a little bit difficult in the van. Next is secure the sides, but we want to make sure that they're the correct distance apart. So what I'm going to do is put the sides where I think they should go and then connect them to our tray that we built. And that'll make sure that the bottom is exactly where it needs to be, and then I'll just measure the top and secure it. gonna be real nice having a couch in here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now the height's not terrible. Back to work. Now it's time to go outside into the cold and rain so that we can start cutting for our couch. I'm going to be working on the slats that will be supporting the bench as well as giving it the extension that we need to make it a bed.
And I will start working on the legs and the front part of the extension part so it has something to stand on when we pull it out.
For the slats, we are using pine 1x3s. We decided to go with hardwood for our entire couch because it is a lot stronger and it will not bend as easily as the plywood would. Slats are now cut to size, and how we plan to attach them is to put a movable board back here in the back, and then we will alternate the attachment points. So some of them will be stationary, so they will be secured on one point, and then the others will be on the movable board, and those will be secured to that one. But let's finish up the legs.
For our legs, I'm using the offcuts of our 1/2-inch Baltic birch that we used like way at the beginning when we were doing our furring strips. This plywood is just super strong. It has a bunch of layers and it just is strong enough, I think, to be the best type of legs that we need. And then to reinforce it, I'm putting 3/4 inch pine on it. So it'll kind of look like this. This goes on this side, right here, and it'll go in like this and fit in. That's why we kind of had this frame indent in 3/4 of an inch, so I could put a little extra piece to make it an L, just to give it more strength. And then on the other side, it's the same thing, except I'm using a bigger piece of pine just to get as much strength as we can on these legs. Alright, last two pieces. One, two. I've cut the last two pieces that we needed. One will be the movable board that goes in the back that all of our slats that move forward will attach to. And then I cut out the piece that goes on top of our framing piece back here to attach all of our slats that stay when we move. One last thing that we're going to do for all of our slats is round one edge with a router. That way when the slats move back and forth, they don't get caught on a piece of wood with a sharp edge. Instead, the round edge will let them just kind of glide on top of them into place.
We have all of the pieces cut to start building out the couch. We finished securing the fridge tray and the side supports to the second portion of our couch that goes over our heater. And then we started to secure this back support beam, which will hold all of our slats that are stationary. We are calling it a night tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.
Ew.
And the sun is shining today, so it's a great day to keep working on the couch. This is where we left off yesterday, and it's where we're picking back up today. Hopefully getting this side of the couch finished and done today, so we can start working on the tray for our toilet, get that done, and the couch is complete-ish. finally time to install our slats. So we have 2 connection points that we are doing. So we have our stationary that'll attach to this far board and to this board. We then have our movable piece, which we added in a cleat to kind of keep this movable piece in the middle and it won't slide around and it'll stay in place. So it'll attach to this board and to this one with the legs. What?
We put our bench together, and after inspecting what it looks like
Feels
pulled
pretty cool.
out, which is, it's 9 inches extra is what we get. And Kelly and I have deemed it to be just a little bit too small, a little bit too less than what we want. So what we think we're going to do, or what we are going to do right now, is unscrew everything, and I'm actually going to take the stationary support beam and I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches of it, which will allow us to extend another 1.5 inches into the space, giving us a full 10.5 inches of extension, right?
Yeah. And then you also need to cut the legs.
And then another thing I need to do is also trim the legs just a little bit because they're just too long that they're causing an issue of pulling it in and out. So I have to undo both support beams.
Yay! Get our handy die hard. This magnetic tray that we bought from Vance Auto Parts store, probably find one on Amazon. It's freaking amazing. Like, it can hold all of our stuff that's magnetic and nothing falls out, as you can see. It's also magnetic on the back side, so if we are working underneath the van or somewhere, we can actually attach it. Ooh, this one might be a little bit too heavy. You can actually attach it and it'll hold everything up like this.
Okay.
Perfect. Very, very nice.
Okay.
Teamwork.
No, can you get by with it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Beautiful. Good vibes. See you tomorrow.
Now that our fridge is in our newly built couch, we're gonna go ahead and hook it up to our electricity. It's an Isoco fridge, and it came with 2 ways to power it: 120 volt plug-in, and then we call it a cigarette lighter. I don't know if there's a better term for it. But I did not want to install one of these to power our fridge. We instead opted to buy the Anderson plug adapter from Isoco. This allows us to just put another Anderson plug on a 12 volt cord that runs to our fuse box, so we can just plug it in to the cord. So now we just have to put this in. This cord's actually super long. Holy crap.
Now we're going to start covering the heater and building out the inner boxes that will be in these 2 parts. We're going to have 2 compartments, one larger one and a smaller one. But how we plan to cover it is just build out a box. So we already have this piece right here, acts as the side, and then this larger box will be on the right side of the Webasto heater that acts as that little cover. And then we have a board that goes right on top, just like this. And then it just comes about boxing out everything else. So
Finally finished covering the bottom of our couch here with the heater and its ducting that goes out. It took way longer than we thought it would because it was just a bunch of tiny pieces to get it covered. But now we are working on the top of our couch. We have made this little top frame piece that sits on top of here. Now we can work on the doors that'll go on top of this framing piece that we can open and close to access these storage areas. All right. Just wait till you put the
right now to close it. It's a little soft close.
It's a little soft close. But once you put these on,
it's not going to be soft anymore.
putting on our slats, and we got to our last one and opened it up and almost tore off the hinge, unfortunately, because we didn't think about this last slat hitting our solid piece of wood back here. It's just a little bit too close that when it opened up, it pushed this whole side up.
I went through and notched out the corner so that it fits into the groove. And it'll stay open. I'll leave my hand here in case.
No.
It's not soft close anymore, but it works. And that's all we need. And now we have our laundry basket. Now we have the part over our fridge and over our laundry basket done. We're going to save this small section until we have our toilet seat part built, because this part also will need to extend slightly to complete the extension that we are giving to the fridge section. But we need to know what this part's going to look like, because they all have to kind of connect. So this is just going to be empty for a little bit longer.
For our toilet part of the couch, I'm starting off with the tray like I did for our fridge. I'm starting off by making the sides for the tray, and I've cut in dados for these. I've cut in inch dados because we're going to put 2 half-inch pieces of plywood in here. We want it to be a little bit stronger, and we've also ran out of 3/4 inch plywood, so I have to use half-inch, and so I'm using 2 of them because that'll definitely be strong enough to hold us, and it also, you know, works with what we need. We brought all of the pieces from inside of the van to in the shop because there's not enough space for us to put them together while inside the van. So first thing that we're going to do is put on our drawer slides to the sides of the couch piece that we're making. And then we're going to attach some spacers and the tray on. And then we can go ahead and slide this into that spot.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's almost done.
Almost. This.
That's not going anywhere.
That's in there. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's not working.
Oh, no. New day, new mindset. We're coming into the van to work on our toilet, trying to figure out our problem to why, and not really why, but how to fix the swivel portion, trying to get our toilet to face the bed. You know, we're just figuring out what to do and different solutions. And James, show us what we figured out.
So this doesn't work. And we figured moving it around and trying to like place it closer to this, it's just not going to work. There's not enough space for it to spin. So I put it all the way back and realized that it fit this way the whole time. Perfectly. And now it can come out. And like
We can use it.
perfect amount of space.
I don't know why we didn't think this. Well, I mean, I do know why. James thought he measured it and we didn't have enough space. But because we rebuilt the couch, it fits now.
The whole time. Can it open and everything too? Yeah.
Oh wow, that's nice.
That's nice.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Oh yeah. I have taken out the swivel of our drawer and I've replaced it with a permanent board that stays in here where our toilet will sit on so it can sit sideways. And now not only can our toilet sit in here, but we also have extra room down here at the bottom, which I don't know if you can see. You'll see it in a bit. Right there. We have extra room where we can fit like toiletries and other stuff with the toilet inside of the drawer. So this was actually kind of the best thing for us to do because now it gives us a bunch more space.
We're about to put together our compost cuddy, and it does need to have electricity going to it. That is just so you can see the liquid jug light. It also comes with a few extra little things. And we're like, oh, look, we got some stickers, got some moon. But then I looked more closely at this. They are eyeballs for your compost cuddy. Honestly, I think I'm going to I'm gonna put this on. Let's put them on.
Let's put them on.
That's too cute. Or is it too high? Are they level?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I love it. That is so cute.
This is the top board that we're going to put over the couch spot. And I had to kind of cut in some indents here. I did mess up a little couple times, but that's okay. That won't be that visible. But I had to cut them out because the toilet sitting sideways is a bit too wide now. But this will just sit right on top. All the way back. And now it's like that. Boom. And it's nice and even. I've already secured the bottom end. So now we can go ahead and secure this top end too.
This rectangle is the last part of our couch. For this little portion, we created another frame like we've done for all the other boxes, and then added in a spacer for the far end because this bottom box extends to reach the extension that pulls out our couch. So this piece sits right here, and then we'll add our two slats like so. Then the last little piece that we'll have for our couch is so when we extend it into bed mode or couch mode, I don't know what we want to call it yet, but when we extend it, there will be a small gap here from this portion to where the pullout is. So we're just going to have a solid piece of wood that we'll keep inside of this box that we'll take out and we'll just place on top of the wood, and it'll sit down to be level with everything else. Got a little carried away when it came to finishing up the couch. We were gonna call it good and do the ending of our video, but then after driving, having the couch in for a little bit, we needed to make some adjustments. For our fridge, it was really hard to open up the fridge because of the top of the face. So what James has done is he routed out kind of half moons on both the top and the bottom. This allows us to now open the fridge up fully and close it and more comfortably. Another thing that we added to for our fridge is these side supports. So we decided to get rid of those handles that we have right down here for our toilet and just use the half moons that James made. These triangles help support the back of the face so it doesn't pull out, and we also added this mini support beam right along the top of the face. And over for our toilet, we did need to clear up some rough edges and kind of make it look as one, so we cut down some pieces to cover the edges, but now it kind of looks a little bit cleaner. We also finished our extension. We did have to make quite a few adjustments to that extension. Alright, so this is the mini part that we were last working on. So when we pull out our couch, we have this little gap right here. So that's, that's where this piece kind of comes in. We used 2 dowels on the end, glued it, and then we can stick them right here. We have finished our couch, and I absolutely love this couch. It extends so that we can relax and enjoy looking at the scenery out of our sliding door. And if we ever need to, it also serves as an extra bed.
Our couch also has all of our storage for our fridge and our toilet, which is extra nice, so those things are safely stowed away. And it's a perfect addition to our van.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that this helps you build out your couch or give you any inspiration on what it's like building out a van. So make sure to follow along, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's go.